Who, what, where? Who, what, where? Who, what, where? Who, what, where?
Hello, welcome to the Who What Where show. I'm Azz Mohammed.
I'm Stevie Nicks.
And today we speak to one of Sheffield's grime artists, Smiley, here in the studio. We also went to the Red Bull event in Sheffield, where we spoke to Radio 1 Extra DJ Toddla T. And the name many are familiar with in the grime scene, it's Coco, where he talks to me about his movement.
I'm wave. I know we ain't sneak ball when a jet ski team, but I'm going on wave. It's why Spit's got sin, the boat man's in, man's going on wave.
In the studio we now have Smiley, one of Sheffield's grime artists. What are you saying? Something, you good, yeah? I don't know if you've seen the concept of the show, what we do here.
Yeah, I've seen bits of it.
What we do is called Who, What, Where. So we go right back to the beginning, so right back to where you started, what you've achieved and where you go in the future. How did it all start for yourself?
Personally, probably been around a lot of my friends when I was younger. I think I was always into music though as a kid, but probably didn't explore it as much as I did when I started hanging around certain of my friends who was already exploring the same thing. So I think it just kind of led on from there. The more I wrote, the more I wanted to do it really. So I just carried on doing it.
Who were you hanging with?
At a young age, I was hanging around with people like Shinobi, a few of my friends, MD, just general people like from the Maysbrook area. So I was like in and around, and we had little youngers here and there as well. So we was just everywhere type of thing.
Where were you making the music in them days? Was it in your bedrooms, or was it the studios at that point, or was it just on phones?
Do you remember those days?
Yeah, of course, yeah. Still voice notes and that, yeah. Getting the hook on a voice note.
You lot are taking me back,
He was the guy back in the bus, wasn't he?
Oh, you lot are taking me back. I think we used to do a lot of DJ sets in our like bedrooms and stuff at friends' houses and things like that. So we was always like practicing every day type of thing. When we moved on to doing the songs type of thing, I remember probably some of my first recordings, probably an old mic, sock over it, in my friend's like little basement, just making tunes like that. We obviously progressed.
Certainly,
Yeah, progressed.
Thankfully.
Cause I ain't that guy when I stand in the room, not one of these man can stand me, it's true, but a man's gotta do what a man's gotta do. Pay the respect, I'm standing. You I said pay the respect, I'm standing again from 003 like January the 1st. Way back when the tape had generation, I was that shit slanging with dirt.
The first time, tell me about the first time you went abroad and you performed in front of the crowd.
Especially in a place like Ibiza Rocks, like that's it's a phenomenal. It is literally just, if people don't know what Ibiza Rocks is, it's a hotel with a stage in the middle.
Yeah,
that's exactly
it's chaos in there.
That's exactly
It's definitely chaos in there. I don't know really. I think I'm used to it by this age, so I'm kind of like, I'm just focused with it type of thing. Just get on with it. It's like business. Obviously, because me and Coco spent so many years together, we know each other inside that type of thing with lyrics anyway. So it just works. Yeah, it's easy. It's kind of like just business. It's just like on stage, off stage, cool.
Who are the good producers that are coming through at the moment from Sheffield?
He's got to be careful here.
I'd say me personally, I'm working with Coco right now. I've got a tune. I've got a tune on my EP with him. Which will be out next year.
Plug it.
Oh, exclusive, I like this.
I've got tunes with someone called Andy Nicholson, I don't know if you might know him.
Yeah, he's a what's he called? Two Teeth.
Two Gold Teeth.
Two Gold Teeth, yeah.
I've got a tune with Mannequin, another one of my producers and one of my good friends from Doncaster. Who else have I got? I've got a London producer called Armour, who I'm working with as well. I've got one of my other friends called Ethan Ryan. I've got Young Arts who produced Wavy.
I like that track. I really like that track. Yeah.
I've got, to be fair, I've got quite a few.
A lot. So when it comes to, let's say you write your own lyrics and everything, don't you, yeah?
Yeah.
So when it's ready and you feel, you know what, this is good, where do you go? What do you do? Do you send out a whole lot of messages to key people, or do you just choose your one and then go with that route?
Yeah. Well, we've got a group, so like me, Coco, Shinobi, Elders, Case, Matic, Climate Change, and we'll all just like send each other like
on WhatsApp.
Stuff that,
WhatsApp group?
Well, it's our message group, so we're just literally just feeding each other with stuff that we've put out or plan to put out. We'll probably take our own opinions on it first before we go ahead with something type of thing.
Right, well, before we get into any further of it, you might want to take a look at this. We spoke to Toddla T before the Red Bull event. Have a look. Toddla, how are you, bro?
I'm good, you know. I'm back in Sheffield. As we just mentioned off mic, it was a bit of a party last night, so a certain lack of vitamins in my body is causing, how we say, nausea and headache, but apart from that, I'm wicked.
Quite an interesting night then.
Yeah, Sheffield, every time I come back home, it's like I just revert to the 19-year-old Toddla T. So we had fun last night, that's all I'm saying.
So you're in Sheffield now, what are you doing here at the moment, what you've come back for?
So Red Bull asked me to be involved with their Paths Unknown project, which is like they're exploring like different artists and sounds when they collide and influence each other from different backgrounds and cultures.
Let's go to the start then, all right? You came from King Edward's. You went to King Edward's.
That's
school,
the secondary school I went to, yeah.
Talk to me about that and how did you get into stardom?
I grew up right where we stood now, like up the top of the hill, Park Hill. So it's funny because where we stood right now, I used to have to get the bus to King Edward's just there. Early memory was falling down that hill with a brand new Nike jacket and having to go to school with a big brown stain on my back. I was gutted. But yeah, before that, I went to a primary school up there called Manor Lodge. Long story short, loved music like more than most people, like weirdly. Used to listen to SCR, which was a local community radio station. Used to be obsessed with Tim Westwood on Radio 1. Used to watch MTV Raps, fell in love with hip hop. Used to buy records in town. And then basically when I was old enough to start going raving, went to see people like Winston, Pipes, DJ, and fully blew my mind. And that's how I sort of discovered the Sheffield sound, fully embraced it. Right time, right place moments a few times, and basically, long story short, again, it just led me.
What was that from DJing? Did you start DJing at first then? So,
yeah.
So you liked the music. Where was the progression from that? Was DJing then?
Yeah, I was buying records from like 10.
Yeah.
And I had like one turntable. So by the time I was old enough to afford two, I had quite a good collection.
The name Toddla T.
Yeah.
I mean, talk to us about that.
Well, everyone used to call me Little Tom because I was like the younger. When I was younger, I used to like skate around the town. And everyone was a bit bigger. When I started making music, everyone was older. Everyone used to call me Little Tom because I was short. Not anymore, obviously.
It's taller than us.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like Little
together.
Tom. Baby Tom, Little Tom, rare. And Toddla Tom just stuck. So then when I started making music, I'll go with Toddla. And that was it.
And you used to go into clubs at what age?
I think I first went about 16, which isn't that weird, but I was DJing at the same time.
Hang on a minute, how did you pull that off?
I was kind of like into music, so I'd roll with other people that were into music.
That were already DJing at a venue or whatever.
Exactly, so I kind of blagged it, yeah. So I guess like I've been going to clubs like half my life.
So Sheffield at the moment is a hotbed of talent. There's some big artists coming through. Name some of the artists coming through and what you think their attributes are.
Well, there's some great rappers. Coco, obviously, is amazing. One of the best in grime, full stop in my opinion. Deep Green is amazing. He's fully independent, pays for all his own videos. Did a show at Academy the other week with Charlie Slough. Everyone knew the lyrics, like amazing. Wow. There's a guy called Medley that I met last night who's doing great stuff. Producers, Two Gold Teeth, who's with me right now, is doing great stuff. There's loads. It's great. Like I think again with social media, the platforms give them a bit more access to.
Do you think that's helped with the fact that obviously you're a one extra DJ, you're smashing it on there? Do you think it's helped that you can give them a platform and play their music?
I guess so, yeah. I mean, obviously I'm a fan of music regardless of where it comes from, but when it comes from here and it's good, which is the main thing, I'm even more excited to be able to play it.
Toddla, how does it feel, man? Like all this change, just like that, like we just talked about earlier, like being back here and then seeing all this movement around you.
It's great.
Is it hit home yet?
It's funny because I've been lucky enough to make a living off music now for like 8 years. So it's become like normal, but at first it was mental. When I started making money off music and travelling, and people kind of looked at me differently and stuff, like it were proper bonkers. But now it's just part of my life, you know. And coming home is always great, and like the younger generation are doing it way better than we did. And I think the bright future for the city in terms of music, definitely.
Now, you were brought up obviously on Park Hill. You now live in Notting Hill in London.
That's right.
The one thing that I will say, and it is an amazing thing for yourself, like when the Grenfell fire happened, the next day you were volunteering. Yeah. You were there straight away. You were helping.
Magic.
Honestly, seriously, what I looked at that and I thought, what an amazing thing to do. What did that mean to you, and how was the community in Notting Hill at the time, and how is it now?
It was a madness because I saw it on telly and then it didn't really sink in. But when you walk out your front door and you can smell burning flesh, there's an instinct in you to help. And I think when you see things on telly, it doesn't hit home. But when your community is in trouble, it's just a natural reaction to get up and help, and that's why I and so many other people were involved, and it was shocking. The lack of help and infrastructure from the government was disgusting. Right. And the way the community pulled together from every type of person was amazing, despite this absolutely horrendous event. And yeah, it was super sad. Like I haven't cried as an adult from what I can remember, but it was just so powerful that I think myself and other people just had to help. We had to, yeah, it shows that when stuff gets real, we come together as a community, which is a very, it's a positive out of a horrible situation.
Right, well, let's cheer you up. Let's go change subject onto music then. Yeah. Big things coming up, bro. Talk to us. Who are you working with?
I've just been doing remixing recently. I did one for Jessie Ware, did one for Teeks with Popcorn and Shaka Khan. One dropped today for Joe Goddard from Hot Chip. I'm doing one for Chronics at the minute as well. And then I've got a song with a woman called Rachel Fox coming out in January. And then I need to get another project together because my last album that's just coming out the back of Foreign Light, I just so enjoyed doing a project with one person, Andrea Martin. I kind of want to pattern that again in the future.
Listen, bro, it's a pleasure talking to you guys.
I love that interview. One of the facts why I love that interview is because he's from Sheffield and he's putting the place on the map, doing amazing at 1Extra, bringing people through as well that wouldn't have an opportunity to come through and put their music on the airwaves. I love that. And also, when he was talking about the Grenfell fire and how it made him feel and what he did in his own community where he lives now in Notting Hill. Amazing. What a guy.
Smiley, let's come back to you now. Let's talk about who and what you know. So, Toddla T, for example.
Yeah.
How well do you know him and what do you think about him?
Well, obviously, I think he's a good person, obviously. It's just another one of the family members to me. I've known Toddla since school.
Really?
Yeah, me and Toddla went to school. So I've known him since then, just vaguely. I probably started getting to know him a bit more when he worked in the training shop. And he kept seeing me. It's like every day, then he was like, oh yeah, are you from my school? So then we obviously started gelling from there.
Was that before music or?
Yeah, it was way before music.
Right.
I think I knew of that he did music, but I didn't know to the extent of until now. You get me?
One thing I'm liking as well, you don't have to move to London or Manchester to establish the scene, because there's a big scene here in Sheffield, and like you say, that with the up and coming artists and the producers all being based here as well, it is a great scene. It is a great scene that's coming through.
There's a lot.
Do you think like people like Stormzy and that have made a difference though, or do you think there was people that were a bit more commercial before Stormzy that's brought it to the middle classes of this country?
These are the kind of debates that we have in our group.
What's the outcome?
You can't deny that Stormzy's done a lot. There is obviously other people. But
Wiley came out
like
before.
Wiley's been about, Skepta.
Even Dizzy Rascal.
Dizzy Rascal. Kano, Wretch. There's a lot of people now that are in the mainstream that have started from grime.
Where do you see yourself in the next 12 months with regard music-wise?
I don't know. I just take things as they are and just go with it. I know what I'm capable of and I know what material I've got put back to start like being around even more. But I don't put any expectations on it. because I know music's a hard game. I know we've all been doing it for years, and I know it just doesn't happen overnight. So I just carry on doing it, and I feel if I've got the right willpower to achieve what I want, I will do so, type of thing.
Well, just before we go into any more detail, and we're on that subject of Coco and your relationship and friendship, etc. Take a look at this. I spoke to Coco. This is when I spoke to him at the Red Bull event. It's quite interesting.
Brilliant event, yeah.
It's a good laugh. Have a look. Coco, talk to me first of all. How did it all start?
So it started roughly when I was about 15, innit? A friend of mine approached me in school called Skins, and I think he just started rapping at the time along with a couple other friends, and he was telling me how they put together like a music collective called Youth Camp. So I was like, okay, like, what, this music thing, man, I'm doing music now, okay. And obviously I wasn't really a musical guy like that, but obviously like they kept pestering me to come to the studio, so I went there, and the vibe was just like sick, like no vibe I've ever sort of seen before, something I thought I could do, you know what I mean?
What were you into before that though? Football and stuff?
Yeah, football, yeah, the usual, man, like what boys are into, you know what I'm saying? Like football and just like going on adventures as youths, innit? Like nothing really that I had a main focus on like I've got music now, do you know what I'm saying? So
after that then you went on, you want to take it further, like for many people when they go into this kind of industry, they don't know where to go.
Yeah,
was that the same for you? At the start?
To be fair, like, yeah, in a sense, obviously, like, because you've just come into something it's new to you, it's like a new world, innit? But like when I found that I kind of loved it and this is something I can do, it's like I kind of had direction in my head in terms of what I want to do. Where I was going to get, I didn't know. I just knew I wanted to be like sick and want a lot of people to know who I am, do you know what I'm saying? So I kind of paid off, you know what I mean?
You moved out then, you went down to London. Talk to me about that. Why did you do that?
Do you know, it's predominantly because like I got to a part where I was living in Sheffield. I've been there for like all my life, as I said. And it's just like, I don't think there was anything for me, like there was nothing to give in terms of life, like what I was gonna do next, what was my next step in order to like make sure I've got a wicked future, what am I gonna be doing? Like I said, all I knew was the music thing, you know what I'm saying? That's all I cared about. I didn't know if I could do anything else. I was working the 9 to 5s and stuff, but I thought, you know what? I'm gone, like, let me just go, you know what I'm saying? So, it's like I said, it seems to be all right. It could have gone wrong though. Like whatever's happening right now could not have happened, so I just have to give thanks and people who've helped, you know what I'm saying?
So was it just an instant decision just to think, you know what, let me just make it my way down there? And
I thought about it a couple of times, but like me, I'm a spontaneous person, so
did you speak to the man then beforehand?
Yeah, because I had a couple of man them down there, like my brethren DS1, who's a friend of Toddla's also, which kind of fused me and Toddla together. I was asking him, like, how did you move, what did you do? And I was like, yo, is it hard? Is it hard or shall I just do it? Like, and I thought, instead of thinking about it, yeah, just do it and see where I go on, you know what I mean?
Talk to me about your music, bruv. So you've kickstarted, you've gone in, you've made some good beats out there, man.
Thank you,
They're on Spotify. I've been listening to that kind of tune,
yeah,
man. You know what I mean? I'm there supporting, I'm supporting the wave. So talk to me about that. How did the first one come about?
So target practice is when obviously like, I'd moved to London and I met Toddla, and like we kind of developed a little bit of a relationship. So when I first met him, the second day I'd met him was in the studio with Danny Weed. If you know Danny Weed, you get me, grime producer legend.
Man just dropped it right there.
Trust me, man, you know that blueprint thing. But yeah, so he was in studio with Toddla T, and like they'd put a beat on, and I just about a couple of bars, like them man were feeling it just to see what I'm saying, sort of thing. And then I'd come back to studio a couple days after, a week after, and Toddla made the beat for target practice. Like, I think you should spray this. And literally, bro, just sprayed on it, and it became the first single. And then after that with Big Boy, and that's when it kind of started changing, you know what I'm saying? Like picking up on that, man.
How did Toddla see you?
He was saying that he's been watching the Sheffield scene for a while, and he's always wanted to like grab someone and try and champion them. And he said he was watching me, but I didn't really know because I didn't know him before I went to London. So yeah, he said like you've got a good attitude. DS1's obviously like championed you as well, so I wanna give you my time and see what we can do.
How's your music going now then? Who are you working with, man? Talk to us about this.
At the moment, I've been producing myself. I've been producing for quite a while, a couple of years, but yeah, I've decided to sort of like put my music out there, the beats I produce now. So on the EP that I've got coming first quarter of next year, really a couple of my rhythms. So I've got an EP coming, definitely. I'm gonna give the people a body of work, and then next year I'm just gonna get it, bro. You know what I'm saying? Attack it, show them that Sheffield's still, you know what I mean, in the game and stuff. And yeah, man.
Are you gonna bring it back up here?
Fam, as always, man. Come on, representing, you get me? Sheffield, what is?
What's this event mean for you, man? Back here with Red Bull, smashing it. You were smashing it on the stage, bro. Honestly, fire.
Big man, big. Yeah, all tight CK every time, all tight Toddla. Performing in Sheffield is always a joy because obviously I'm from here. You get me? As I said, I moved to London. So when I come back, it's like, I've got to give back in a sense. You get me? I've been working over them sides, come back, give back. But yeah, the people of Sheffield, they've got like, I don't know if people got this energy, you know what I'm saying? Energy, so it's always love and that, but big up the supporters, man. Sheffield, you done.
What's
man.
it like, bro, being famous now, man? Like, you know what I mean?
I'm not
when you
famous,
realise,
I'm not
man
famous.
got that blue tick, you know what I mean? Man was like, man's made it. Yeah.
Nah, do you know what it is? I won't say I'm famous. I think it's just that it's just about getting noticed, innit? And I just feel like since I've gone through that sort of like that moving to London saga, the Big Boy saga, the Toddla saga, I think that's definitely raised my profile. And I can only thank, like I said, people like Toddla for doing that and anyone else that supported me, man. But it's, do you know what, bro? Man won't change, innit? You know what I'm saying? So.
Fam, you gotta tell me one thing, man. What's the beard saying, bro?
Joe, do you know what it is, fam? When did I start growing this now? I think I started growing it, yeah. Time ago, yeah, but it took ages like to grow, and because it took so long to get to this level, everyone's like, chop it. I'm like, no, this has been going on for a long time, you get me? So
big up, man. You smashed it out there. It's a pleasure to see you, brother. And thank you for jumping on, man. Respect. Coco absolutely smashed it out there. It's like he never left, you know. He really gets the crowd going, doesn't he? He takes all the adrenaline off him.
Yeah, he does well. Him and CK put on a good performance that night, I feel.
What's next for you then, music-wise? What have you got? What tracks have you got coming out? Because I know you've got a few things coming up in the pipeline.
Yeah.
Well,
give them a plug.
I've just released a track called Blinded with L Diz and Case. That's out on SoundCloud now. I've just released another song with my friend Shinobi and Case as well. Shinobi and Case, Data Girl, Shinobi and Case. They love that stuff.
And this is going out on Spotify and all the platforms?
Yeah, everything.
How can people find you if they want to find your music? What's your tag
my
name?
socials, on Twitter it's at Smiley SFD, same with Instagram. My Facebook's facebook.com/SmileyGrind. What else am I on? I think I'm on everything. Generally Smiley, yes.
Yeah.
Generally Smiley, well, not everything. I won't go too far, lads. No, you'll be getting me in trouble. At Smiley SFD, generally, though, on everything.
Where did that name come from, Smiley?
Smiley from school, from another one of my friends.
Just because you always smile?
Yeah, unfortunately for me, I just got lumbered with it from year 7, and ever since that, I think I even tried changing it at one point. You know, when I was first started music, I thought, you know what, I can't really have Smiley, but it's just stuck.
What did you call yourself when you changed it?
I can't actually remember, you know.
Unsmiley.
No, I don't know. But either way, either way, I don't think anyone was having it. Just like, no, no, it's not happening.
It's stuck.
Yeah, so it just stuck with me. I think my next project, though. My next project is going to be my EP that I'm going to do at the start of the year. So I'm just planning and plotting.
Right, that was Smiley with us here in the studio. What a guy, hey? What a guy. Definitely on the scene. You got to follow him, check his stuff out. It's all happening for him. And not just him, Coco, Toddla smashing it as well. Join us next week and see what we've got on. Good night.
Night.